Good day, everyone. I'm Erica Bustamante, a business diploma student from Red Deer Polytechnic here in Alberta, Canada. I'm here today to discuss with you my chosen topic, which is deceit. So, first things first, let me give you the definition of deceit. In layman's term, the act of causing someone to accept as true or valid what is false or invalid. It is also an act or practice of deceiving someone. As per the book Managing the Law, deceit occurs if the defendant presented all these following elements. So first, if the defendant makes false statement. Second, knowing it to be true. Third, intending it to mislead the plaintiff. And fourth, and it actually caused the plaintiff to suffer a loss. To understand deceit better, I'm going to explain these 4 elements later on in this video. So why did I choose deceit as my topic for my video presentation? Who among us have been deceived before? I bet that most of us here have experienced deceit in our lifetime. That's the very reason why I chose this topic, because I myself want to know the legal approach on deceit, especially now that I am currently studying business. Now let's proceed to the 4 elements of deceit. So an act or practice would be considered as deceit if these 4 elements are present. First, false statement. So this occurs if the defendant knows that he's making false statement. Second is knowledge. If the defendant knows that the statement he's making is all untrue. Third, the defendant's intention is to mislead the plaintiff. Fourth is when the plaintiff suffer a loss. In business law, deceit can arise in various situations. For example, if a seller knowingly sells a product that is substandard or defective, they may be liable for deceit. Remember, proving deceit can be challenging since it requires demonstrating the defendant's knowledge and intent to deceive. So now let's proceed to one legal case that took place in 2018, which is the case of Abramovich versus Lee. Case took place in 2018 in Ontario Superior Court of Justice, decision number 3684. Eric Abramovich was a gifted clarinet player at McGill University. He loves music, and that time, he was very in love with his girlfriend Jennifer Lee. Abramovich had applied a full scholarship at Colburn Conservatory of Music in Los Angeles and was very hopeful to be included in the class of Professor Yehuda Gilad, a renowned clarinet professor at Colburn Conservatory of Music. So a month after Abramovich sent the application, he received a refusal email from the university. Imagine him already planned for his future to be working alongside Professor Gilad, whom could possibly help him achieve a promising career in music. Disappointing as it was, still Abramovich needed to move on with his life. Then one unexpected day happened. Professor Yehuda Gilad and Eric Abramovich met and had a conversation. Professor Gilad asked Abramovich why did he reject his acceptance email. Abramovich was so confused with the question, so he asked Professor Yehuda back. Why did he reject his application? Then that made the conversation really confusing. So they decided to share their stories way back when it happened in 2013. Professor Gilad told Abramovich that he answered Abramovich's application. He sent an acceptance email, but Abramovich declined the acceptance email. Then Abramovich told Professor Gilad that he never received the acceptance email. Instead, he received the rejection one. There is something fishy about this, right? Can you guess what really happened that time when Professor Yehuda Gilad sent the acceptance email to Abramovich? So this is what really happened back in 2013, the time the Professor Gilad sent the acceptance email. Remember the part when I mentioned Abramovich was so in love with his girlfriend Jennifer Lee? Young love, love against all odds. Yes, Jennifer Lee was the culprit. She was blinded by her love for Abramovich that she invaded and unintentionally ruined the future of Abramovich in music. She actually deleted the acceptance email from Professor Gilad and posted as Abramovich. She answered Professor Gilad's email using Abramovich's email and sent back an email containing the fake decision from Abramovich, which was his not accepting the full scholarship that was offered by Coburn or Professor Gilad. Then she made a fake account under Professor Yehuda Gilad's name, sending an email to Eric Abramovich that he's rejecting Abramovich's application for full scholarship at Colburn Conservatory of Music. So all these wrongdoings that Jennifer Lee did before, maybe it was for love, but for me, I may want to call it love, but more like being selfish. In 2016, Abramovich auditioned for a graduate program of USC, where Professor Gilad also teaches. There, the conversation about the rejection happened. How did Abramovich found out that it was all these doings? He actually tracked down all these old passwords to sign into the account that sent the rejection email to both parties. The time when Abramovich's party served the initiated lawsuit, Lee never responded to Abramovich's lawyers. She lost with the case by default, so under the Canadian law, a defendant in default is deemed to admit the truth for all allegations of facts made in the plaintiff's claim. As per the court's decision, it was clear that Jennifer Lee committed an act of deceit that resulted to serious consequences for Abramovich. The judge awarded $300,000 for the loss of the scholarship, the educational opportunity with Professor Yehuda Gilad, and the future income. The judge also ordered Jennifer Lee to pay Abramovich the amount of $50,000 for the damages she had caused to Eric Abramovich. Now let's break the case into pieces for us to determine how this shows an act of deceit. In order to consider the case under deceit, we need to prove that these elements were present. First, it is the false statement. So, first one is the false statement. The defendant Jennifer Lee has created two counts of false statement. One when she posted as Professor Yehuda Gilad and sent a false statement in the form of writing, which in this case was the rejection email to Abramovich. And the other one when she posted as Abramovich and sent an email containing the answer of Abramovich that he won't be accepting the scholarship offered by Colburn Conservatory of Music or Professor Yehuda Gilad. For knowledge, Jennifer Lee was fully aware that she was sending a false statement to both parties. For intention, Lee has all the intentions to mislead both parties for her own personal welfare. And lastly, because of Jennifer Lee's wrongdoings, Eric Abramovich suffered too much loss. The prestigious education opportunity that would advance his career as professional musician or clarinetist, how his life could have been if he got the scholarship that was really for him. What do we learn from this today? This is a reminder that actions have consequences and that deceit can lead to unintended results. That is everything for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video presentation interesting and enlightening, be sure to like this video and you may share it to your friends as well. Stay safe and keep making good decisions. Bye.